Are you ready to climb the ladder in radio? Hi, I'm AC Programming Specialist Gary Berkowitz, and this is 21 for 21. 21 programming ideas for the new year 2021. And maybe you've noticed that we're coming to you from the great outdoors today. No particular reason other than it is the middle of January, it is sunny, clear, and beautiful in Detroit. And we don't get too many days like that, so I thought I would take advantage and move the whole TV crew outside. In our last video, we talked with Jim Davis about going from being a jock to a program director and finally into the general manager and owner's seat. Well, today we're going to talk about going from being on the air to becoming the program director. And I've invited Rick Shockley to join us. Now, I've known Rick Shockley for many, many years. We first met when Rick was doing afternoons and I was the consultant at WLTY in Norfolk. And then Rick's radio career just took off like a rocket ship, going to work for CBS in Boston at WODS, Cool FM in Phoenix. Rick was the operations manager at Cox Radio in Birmingham, then spent many, many years as a morning man and a program director at Sunny 104.3 in West Palm Beach, and as program director and afternoon drive personality at Wink FM in Fort Myers, Florida. Today, Rick is a very successful voiceover talent and radio voice tracker at stations across the United States, and he's going to be joining us today to kind of give us his story and tell us how he went from being an air talent to being the program director. Rick, let me ask you this. After so many years of being a successful on-air person, how did you make the transition from on-air guy, personality, to program director?
Well, I thought a little bit about that. My program director got promoted to the general manager job. And that left an opening where he needed help with music scheduling and some of the programming duties that he had been taking care of. And I put my hand up and I wanted to learn. I figured this is a great opportunity. He encouraged me at the same time. I remember at the time, I'm like, I'm not ready to be a PD. He goes, I'm going to forgive you for saying that. And I took on Music Master and jock scheduling. And when it was time to name a PD, because I had sort of learned the things that he had been doing, I just, I was ready to take the job.
Did you think it was harder going from your first PD job to getting the second gig, or was the first one tougher to get than the second one?
The first one was tough from the standpoint that I wasn't so sure I was ready, and being one of the air staff, one of the people on the air staff, and working with friends, and then suddenly being, boosted to the PD chair, and then being their boss, their PD, was a little bit tough. I think in some ways that was tougher just because of lack of confidence and lack of knowledge. I think after that, in some ways it became easier. I think the more prepared you are, you're more comfortable taking the next step, the next job, working for the next company that you may want to work for.
So of all your PD jobs, Rick, which was the toughest one to snag?
The toughest one to snag, because I was just starting to get my sea legs as a PD, so to speak, was in Boston for CBS at WODS. I was young. It was the oldies format. I was in my early to mid 30s at the time. That was a big job, and I interviewed for it, and somehow I got it. And but that one was really, I remember right down to the wire thinking, I know there were some big contenders for that job. People that had a lot more experience, had been around the block a lot more than me. But I got the job, and the rest is history.
So if you had to give a young, up-and-coming air talent who really wants to be a PD one piece of advice, what would it be?
Raise your hand. Raise your hand and let your company know that you want to be involved. And that could mean, and it's probably going to mean, no more money. It's not always about money. Experience is worth sometimes a lot more than money. Raise your hand. With a lot of regional PDs today, and a lot of in-station situations being void of programmers in the building, I think it's a great opportunity to raise your hand, volunteer to help out, learn the music scheduling, help out with internal workings of the station and promotions, coordinating things between departments. Be available. show initiative, show that you want it. And I would say that's, if you really want it, you show have the desire and you show that, I think that's the best way to get it done.
Thanks, Rick. Some really, really good stuff there. And I'd like to add one thing to my last video when I talked about the importance of having passion, enthusiasm, and doing your homework. And today I want to mention persistence. There's nothing more important than being persistent when you're going after that next job. A short story, I was the night jock at WPRO in Providence and had gotten wind that they were going to change format on our FM station from beautiful music to CHR, and I got to tell you, I really wanted that job. I was all over my program director and my general manager, probably to the point where it was like, oh my God, him again? But I did eventually get the job, and it taught me that persistence does pay. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all of the comments and feedback that I get from these videos, regardless of where you're watching them. Please know I do read every single comment, regardless if it's on Facebook, on YouTube, Instagram, or LinkedIn. So please keep your feedback coming. I'd love to hear what you think of these videos. If you enjoy watching them and you're watching this on YouTube right now, feel free to subscribe by hitting that big red button right below me. This way you'll be notified every time I post a new video. Also, my AC Programming newsletter is complimentary, and if you haven't signed up for it yet and you would like to get it, just go up to GaryBurke.com and you can sign up today. So from the cold but beautiful and sunny Detroit in the middle of January, I'm AC Programming Specialist Gary Berkowitz, and I do thank you for watching.